Since we are doing animals for our grid project, I thought it would be useful for us to start practicing some different animal textures. Most of the animals that I saw that were chosen had hair on them, so that's why multiple of these pictures start practicing hair, because it'll help you to practice that for your final one. These top two images are different textures. You're not going to use your viewfinder while actually drawing, but sometimes I think it's helpful to create that little graph of the 4 squares in there while I'm working. So first thing you're going to do is similar to what our elephant was like. You're going to draw the contour line. So as you can see, the shape of this giraffe, like the fur, goes around in like different spots. So I'm going to lightly kind of sketch out where I think those are. Roughly. So once you have the contour line figured out, the outline of the major shapes, because we're going to do the same method with our drawing, then you can go in and start shading. So if you look at this, you notice that the hair is super short. So if I was doing that, I would just start off having super short lines to show the texture of the hair. And also, if you look at the direction of the hair is going in, you can see that it's going kind of at a diagonal. And so if you start in on that, and then I always start light, and then if you keep adding layers and keep adding layers, that will show more of the depth with the hair and create the idea of that texture of the hair. And then down here it has so it's just a matter of going and taking your time within that. You're going to do the same thing with the feathers on the other side. So if you want to make a graph, you don't have to. I would suggest it roughly. And same thing, you're going to do the contour line that shows where the feathers lie. So you can take your time on this. I'm going a little quicker for the video, but roughly have that sketch of where those are. And then similar to how you did the last one, this one's a little more solid, so it's just a matter of going in. Like I said, I always start light and feather by feather working your way through the drawing. If you notice here around the edges, it's really white. So you're going to want to leave a little bit of a gap around the edge of that feather to show that white. Because you can, by showing the dark values next to it, you can make that white really pop. Similarly to how some of you did your white objects in your last drawing. And then if you look down here, this one's really dark. So this is going to be similar to one of our darker values on the value scale that you're going to take your time layering in and adding until it's darker. And you're going to continue on with that. Down here, it is 2 pictures of spheres, with one with short hair and one with long hair. And it might seem kind of funny, but the hardest thing to do is to make the hair look realistic. And one of the ways that you can do that is to have the hair going in the direction of how it's falling off the body. So if you use this dot as kind of your center point, then you can use that to kind of notice of where the hair is coming from, what direction the hair is coming out of. So for this one's short hair, it shows you a picture. So you're going to have just short strokes going off in the direction of the sphere, where the hair would fall if it was on a sphere, like kind of on your head. Like here would go down little hairs. And I'm drawing really lightly because I can always add more layers in. And off the side comes darker, or comes over on the side. These would be more rounded out. And you would keep adding those until you filled it up, and then you can start adding the value in there. This one's similar. This one's just long hair. So you're just doing the same kind of strokes, just longer. And then in the middle, and then this one would curve off to the side. Slowly. And so this is an example, I'm not done yet, but of me completing this drawing. So you can see I have more of my feathers drawn. I have more of the values that match the image. And then down here, I still need to add more value. But you can see I have longer hair on this sphere that follows the direction that it would be falling, and then short hair up here. So this is what you will be completing. And really make sure you take your time filling in each of these boxes and spheres.